Everyone wants wealth. Everyone dreams of abundance. But how many of us are actually training our minds for it? That's the problem. You think wealth is a product of luck, hard work, or inheritance. No, it starts in the mind, your beliefs, your focus, your energy. Wealth isn't just about money, it's about mastering the frequency of abundance. It's about waking up each day and truly knowing that you deserve more, and then aligning your mind to receive it. Stop chasing, start attracting. Start using your most powerful weapon, your thoughts. You've been taught to be modest, to play small, to be grateful for the little you have. While gratitude is important, it's not an excuse to limit your potential. Wealthy people aren't afraid to desire more. They're not shy about their goals. Why should you be? You can't manifest millions with a mindset rooted in scarcity. So what do? We start by breaking the old programming, destroying the chains that bind your imagination. You've got to see wealth as your birthright, not some distant miracle. And that begins with how you speak to yourself. Every thought you have carries energy. If you constantly think, I can't afford this, guess what? You won't. But if you say, I'm attracting the means to afford this, your mind starts working in your favor. That shift in language is everything. Words create mental architecture. Mental architecture creates your emotional state. That emotional state drives your decisions. And your decisions, they build your future. You can't afford to speak like a victim anymore. You must speak, think, and breathe like the person you want to become. Talk like you're rich already, move like you've already made it. Your brain listens to you. It doesn't question your tone. If you tell yourself, I'm broke, it won't argue. It'll find ways to keep you broke. But if you say money flows to me in expected and unexpected ways, your subconscious mind will find ways to support that belief. That's how powerful your internal narrative is. Most people wait to get rich before acting rich. That's backward. You act wealthy first, mentally, emotionally, energetically, and then wealth follows. It's not delusion, it's alignment. You don't become what you want, you become what you believe. Think about how the wealthy operate. They don't waste time on doubt or guilt. They focus on value, vision, and vibration. The biggest difference between the rich and the poor isn't money. It's mindset. Wealthy people understand that money is a tool, not a master. They use it, they grow it, they multiply it. Poor mindset people fear it, cling to it, and lose it. Which one are you? And more importantly, which one are you becoming? Because becoming is everything. You can learn to attract anything if your internal programming supports it. If you want wealth, you have to train like it. Think like it. Behave like it. Your habits, your thoughts, your self-talk, they are all training your mind. Either you're programming your mind for scarcity or for abundance. There is no neutral. Every day you're sending signals to your subconscious. I'm worthy or I'm not ready. I attract success or I repel it. Which voice is louder inside you? Because whichever one dominates your internal dialogue will dominate your life. It's not magic, it's mental engineering. Do you know what wealthy people do that others don't? They invest in their mindset before their bank account. That's the real secret. You don't build wealth with anxiety and fear running your system. You build it with clarity, belief, and strategy. You train your mind to seek solutions, not problems. To take calculated risks, not avoid discomfort. To visualize success in HD, not dream in shadows. Visualization isn't some fluffy idea. It's a neurological rehearsal. Your brain literally doesn't know the difference between a vividly imagined scene and reality. Use that. You become like what you're exposed to consistently. So filter what enters your mind. Cut off toxic media. Replace drama with discipline. Trade gossip for goals. Surround yourself with winners, with books, mentors, ideas that expand you. That is how wealthy minds are born. It's not a mystery. It's a method. Are you following the right one, or still hoping something will change on its own? The most dangerous habit poor people have is this: waiting. They wait for the right time, the perfect mood, the ideal opportunity. That mindset is a dream killer. Wealthy people act. They move fast. They fail forward. They make decisions and adjust. If you want to attract wealth, you must stop hesitating and start executing. Even if it's small steps, take them now. Wealth responds to motion, not perfection. You can't afford to waste another day waiting to feel ready. The ones who get rich are the ones who start anyway. Before they feel prepared, you need to build rituals that rewire your thinking daily. Morning affirmations, visualization, gratitude journaling, reading, mental detox. If this sounds soft to you, let me ask, do you want to keep struggling? Or do you want to win? Because this is what the winners are doing. You think Andrew Tate or Elon Musk or any high performer just wings it. No, they condition their thoughts. You can't create a billionaire life with a broke routine, so change it. Your habits are either creating your future or destroying it. Decide which side you're on, and don't underestimate the power of emotional alignment. If you're constantly in anxiety, guilt, or shame, guess what you attract? Chaos, more scarcity. The energy of fear is a repellent to wealth. That's why training your emotions is just as vital as training your mind. Meditate, breathe, detach. Stop reacting to everything. Learn to be still, to visualize in silence, to believe even when there's no proof. That's what rich minds do. They hold the frequency of success long enough until reality catches up. And it always does, because the mind leads and the world follows. Maybe you grew up with struggle. Maybe you were told that money is evil or that you're not meant to be rich. Let me tell you, shift the frequency. Start expecting more. Not hoping, expecting. Say it out loud. I deserve wealth. Say it with conviction, not shame. Until you believe it, you'll repel everything you dream about. Stop playing small. One of the biggest lies told to people is, money isn't everything. But look around. Everything you need, want, or love is impacted by money. Health, time, freedom, safety, growth, all need resources. Money gives you options, power, impact. It lets you help, build, protect, and elevate. So why do people keep demonizing it? Because they don't have it. They want to feel better about not chasing it, so they pretend it's evil. But deep down, they want it too. So stop being afraid to pursue it boldly. Wealth in the hands of the right person changes everything. Here's something most people miss. The rich don't just get rich, they stay rich. Why? Because they build systems. They learn how to make money work for them, not the other way around. They don't trade time for dollars forever, they scale. Invest, leverage, delegate. They don't hoard, they multiply. Your mind has to understand this principle. If you only work for money, you'll always be a slave to it. But if you train your mind to create systems, you buy your freedom. Start thinking in terms of strategy, not just survival. Repetition is the mother of mastery. The mind doesn't change through inspiration alone. It changes through immersion. That's why you have to surround yourself daily with success programming. Videos, books, audios, mentors, over and over again. You can't watch one video and expect transformation. You need saturation. If your environment doesn't feed your mind, it's starving your dreams. You're either getting programmed to struggle or to succeed. The choice is yours, but the effects are real. Feed your subconscious or it will feast on fear. Let's be brutally honest. Most people don't fail because they're not smart. They fail because they're lazy with their mind. They wake up and let thoughts happen to them instead of creating them intentionally. That is weakness. A trained mind doesn't wait to be inspired, it commands its day. That's what wealth requires. Mental discipline, intentional thinking, a clear vision that you reinforce every morning and every night. If you're serious about wealth, then stop waking up like everyone else. Start training like a champion. Your current income is a reflection of your current mindset. That might sting, but it's the truth. If you're making average money, it's because you're still thinking average thoughts. That's not judgment, it's diagnosis, which means it can be fixed, but only if you get radically honest. You have to ask yourself, what belief is keeping me small? What excuses am I addicted to? What patterns am I repeating that sabotage my growth? Face those answers with courage, and you'll unlock levels you never imagined. Avoid them, and stay stuck forever. People will laugh at you when you change. That's a fact. The moment you decide to grow, to think differently, to rise, they'll criticize you. Why? Because your elevation exposes their stagnation. Let your transformation be your response. The same ones who mock you now will watch you later in silence. Or worse, they'll ask for help. So let them talk. And while they talk, you work. You move. You build. Discipline is the bridge between desire and wealth. Everyone wants money, but few are willing to do what it takes, daily. That's what separates the dreamers from the rich. The winners don't just act when they feel like it, they act especially when they don't. That's the mindset you must adopt. Forget motivation, it comes and goes. But discipline, that's your superpower. Show up, even when it's hard, especially when it's hard. Because if you can conquer yourself, you can conquer anything. Wealth is the reward for the few who do what the many avoid. Here's the most beautiful truth. You already have what it takes. You don't need more IQ, more talent, more background. What you need is belief, intensity, relentless focus, and unshakable commitment. Wealth is not for the chosen few. It's for the committed few. The ones who decide, who refuse to quit, who train their mind until it's a fortress. That can be you. It starts now. One thought at a time. One decision at a time. Don't wait for someone to hand you permission, give it to yourself. You're worthy. You are ready. Now act like it. Do you know why most people never reach their full potential? Because they keep negotiating with their limitations. They sit there day after day, arguing with fear instead of killing it. You must understand this. The mind is like a battlefield. And if you don't conquer the voice that tells you it's too hard, that voice will win. You have to shout back. Say, no, I'm not living like this anymore. Wealth isn't just numbers in a bank. It's the ability to silence doubt and replace it with drive, discipline, and action. Daily. Let me tell you something that changed everything for me. You're not broke because you don't have money. You're broke because your mind is poor. That one sentence hit me like lightning because I realized my thoughts were cheap, lazy, fearful, full of excuses. And what did that mindset attract? Misery, lack, stress. But the moment I chose to rewire that thinking, to believe that abundance was mine, everything changed. You must think like a millionaire before the millions arrive, or they never will. How do rich people think? They think in leverage, not labor. They ask, how can I make this automatic? Not, how can I grind harder? They buy time. They invest in tools, people, systems that duplicate their output. Meanwhile, average people stay stuck in the loop of doing everything themselves. That's not noble. That's foolish. You must learn to scale. Automate, delegate, multiply. If your time has a price, then buy freedom. Free time is the new wealth. And guess what? It's only given to those who plan for it. Stop spending money like the poor. That sounds harsh, but it's real. The poor spend money to escape their life. On distractions, pleasure, instant gratification. The rich invest to build the life they want. They use money like a seed, not a band-aid. You have to ask yourself every time you spend, is this feeding my future or just numbing my present? The answer will tell you everything. Wealth requires self-control. Vision, delayed pleasure. But what you build in 6 months of focus can set you free for life. You must master one powerful principle. Mental environment is everything. Your thoughts don't live in isolation. They're shaped by what you consume. Who you hang around, the energy in your space. If your surroundings are full of negativity, laziness, excuses, how can you expect to rise? Clean your circle. Turn off the noise. Set up your room, your phone, your feed to reflect success. Motivation isn't a one-time thing. It's the byproduct of consistent exposure to greatness. So put yourself in the path of wealth daily. When was the last time you looked in the mirror and said, I'm proud of how I think? Most people never do that because they're ashamed of their mental habits. They procrastinate, they doubt, they complain. Then they wonder why they're stuck. Wealth starts by becoming someone you respect. You have to wake up with purpose. Speak power over your life. Demand more from yourself. Stop chasing shortcuts and start chasing self-respect. Once you like who you are becoming, wealth will chase you back. Do you think rich people don't have problems? They do, big ones. But here's the difference. They don't sit around feeling sorry for themselves. They move, they adapt, they strategize. They refuse to stay broke mentally, emotionally, or financially. That's why It's not about avoiding failure. It's about being too stubborn to quit. You want wealth? Then start acting like someone who refuses to surrender, no matter what's thrown at you. That mindset, that grit, that's your golden ticket. Here's something no one wants to admit. Some of you are loyal to your struggle. You've worn pain like an identity. You've made struggle a comfort zone. So when something good shows up, you sabotage it. Why? Because chaos feels familiar. It's time to betray your past and marry your future. Let go of what hurt you. Let go of how you used to think. You're not that version anymore. You're evolving. Every day, every thought, every choice is a brick in the mansion of your destiny. Build with intention. Let me challenge you. What would your life look like if for 6 months you acted like a wealthy person before you were rich? I'm not talking about buying luxury clothes. I mean habits, language, posture, planning, time management, confidence. What if you respected your minutes like they were millions? What if you organized your life like a CEO? Because the truth is, wealth responds to preparation. And if you show up prepared, focused, consistent, how could the universe not respond? Here's the truth that sets people free. Your future is not waiting on a miracle. It's waiting on you. Not more luck, not the right person, not a better economy. Just you, the one reading this, the one who's doubting, the one who's tired. You have everything you need to begin. Will it be perfect? No, but it will be real. And real action beats perfect delay every single time. Decide today that you're done waiting. You're done surviving. You're done being average. Wealth is yours if you dare to claim it. It's not about wishing for wealth. It's about training for it. Wishing is passive. Training is intentional. Are you mentally disciplined enough to think rich when your bank account says broke? Are you focused enough to wake up early, study, build, fail, and still believe? This isn't a game for the soft. It's a lifestyle for the relentless. Wealthy minds don't flinch at pressure. They perform because they've trained for this. They've faced rejection, criticism, losses, and kept moving forward anyway. Look at your thoughts like code. Every line of belief you repeat to yourself writes the software for your future. If you say, "I'll never be rich," guess what? Your mind will obey. But if you write new code, "I deserve success. Money flows to me. I'm a magnet for wealth," your brain starts operating on a different frequency. It begins seeking solutions, not problems. This isn't fantasy, it's neuroscience. Thoughts literally shape perception, and perception shapes behavior. Change your mind, change your money. You must become a student of wealth, not just the money, but the philosophy. Study how rich people talk, think, solve problems. Study their routines, their environments, their inner dialogue. Stop scrolling for entertainment and start scrolling for education. There's a wealth of information out there waiting to be used. I don't have time. I don't have support. I wasn't born rich. Do you think the successful didn't hear that voice too? Of course they did, but they overruled it. They said, "I'll find a way." You must develop that level of defiance toward mediocrity. Don't just say, "I want it." Prove it. Let your actions scream louder than your excuses. You either get results or you get reasons, but never both. Choose which one you want to carry into your future. Let's talk about energy, your mental fuel. Every thought costs you something. If you're always thinking about what's wrong, you're bankrupting your focus. Worry drains energy. Complaining is emotional debt. You have to invest your thought. Use them to visualize success, craft plans, create momentum. Wealthy minds don't waste energy, they allocate it. They manage their attention like a fortune. What you focus on multiplies. So stop feeding fear and start feeding faith. It's a choice you make daily. Do not underestimate the power of daily discipline. You want a big life? Then do the small things without fail. Read 10 pages. Track your expenses. Write your goals. Meditate. Visualize. Reflect. Build routines like scaffolding around your dreams. The world doesn't reward intensity. It rewards consistency. Every single day matters, especially the days you feel like quitting. That's when character is forged. Show up for yourself like no one else will. One day, that effort will scream louder than your name. You have to outgrow your excuses. You have to outgrow the version of yourself that plays small. Outgrow the need to be liked. Outgrow your comfort zone. Wealth doesn't come to the familiar. It comes to the courageous. You've got to be bold enough to try, fail, adjust, and try again. Every wealthy person you admire was once scared too, but they didn't let fear drive the car. They put it in the back seat and kept going. You don't need permission. You just need the decision. The moment you choose, you win. Let me be real with you. No one's coming to save you. Harsh, maybe, but true. The rescue you're waiting for? It's in your habits, your focus, your discipline. No mentor, no course, no opportunity will matter if you don't show up ready. And showing up means mentally preparing yourself to act like the person you're becoming, not the one you used to be. You want wealth, then you better fight for it like your life depends on it, because the life you want actually does depend on it. Imagine 6 months from now, waking up in a version of life you created with your decisions. Money flowing in, options unlocked, stress reduced, confidence amplified. All because you got serious, for once. You stopped overthinking. You got consistent. You believed even when it was lonely. That version of you, they're waiting, and they're possible, but only if you stop talking and start executing. The blueprint is simple. What you do daily becomes who you are permanently. So do the work now. In the end, here's the truth. Wealth starts as a whisper that says, "I can do more." Most ignore it, but some. They listen, they believe, they act, and slowly that whisper becomes a roar. A mindset, a movement, a lifestyle. That's what you're building now. A life of abundance, peace, power. So train your mind, protect your focus, and refuse to think small ever again. Wealth is coming, and it's coming because of you. Not luck, not magic, but because you finally believed you were worth it.